Last minute appointment on your day off? You said yes. Client who's always late, always draining, but you keep them on your books? You keep saying yes. Triple booked yourself on a Saturday because you were afraid to leave any money on the table? Yep. Yes. I see you, and I was you. Today, we're talking about the habit of saying yes to everything, why we do it, and what it's really costing us. But we're going to talk about how to start building a career where your boundaries actually protect you instead of holding you back. Hi, I'm Sherry Doran. Let's get into it. Before we talk about solutions, let's get honest about the pattern. Does any of this sound familiar? You have a hard time saying no to clients, even when you're exhausted or you're overextended. You take bookings out of fear that if you don't, your calendar will dry up. You stay late, you come in early, you rescheduled your personal life around people who would never do the same thing for you. You feel guilty charging your full rate or raising your prices or enforcing your cancellation policy. Here's what I want you to understand. It's not a character flaw. It's a survival response. It's what happens when you've never been given permission or the tools to operate differently, and it is changeable. I spent years operating out of what I now recognize as scarcity thinking. Even when my books were full, there was always this underlying fear that if I turned someone away, said no to a last minute booking, or raised my prices, that people would leave and my income would drop, or my pride would get dinged, and or I'd lose what I built. So I kept saying yes to everyone until I came to a breaking point and I had no choice but to get intentional. I had to learn how to focus on becoming really clear about who I wanted to serve and how. And that's when I started realizing boundaries aren't about closing doors. They're about being so clear on what you're building that you can recognize which doors are even worth opening. When I started setting real boundaries with my schedule, my rates, my availability, my energy, my income didn't drop. It stabilized, and my joy came back. And that's not a coincidence. Here's the root of why overbooking and poor boundaries are so common in our industry. Root number one: we were never given a business identity, only a craft identity. You learned to be great at your craft. You weren't taught to see yourself as a business owner with the right to operate on your own terms. So when it comes to things like scheduling, pricing, and availability, we become so emotional and we default to accommodation instead of strategy. Root number two: our industry glorifies the hustle. Fully booked gets celebrated. I took 3 days off last month does not. We've absorbed that message that doing more, serving more, being available more is the goal. And that message is costing us our health, our relationships, and our longevity in this career. Root number three: fear of losing clients overrides good judgment. When you don't have clarity on your value, on what you bring, and why clients choose you, every boundary feels like a risk. So you don't set them. You just keep absorbing everything. So here's how you start to shift this. Shift number one: you make decisions from vision, not fear. Ask yourself, what kind of career am I building? Not, I don't want to lose the money, but is this person, this time slot, this situation aligned with where I'm headed? Because fear-based decisions keep you stuck. Vision-based decisions move you forward. Shift number 2, establish and communicate real policies. You know, at least we're talking about this now, but some of us are kind of being punitive with them, and it's causing problems with the very people that we need to serve in our business. But having a cancellation policy, a late arrival policy, a schedule that we stick to are not punishments for your clients. They are the infrastructure of your business. It's hard sometimes, but we need to communicate them clearly and can enforce them consistently. And you're going to watch your clients respect your time even more. Shift number 3, audit your client list. Who are your top 20%? The ones who rebook consistently, respect your time, refer their friends, pay your full rate, and leave you feeling energized? Build your business around more of them. The rest you can serve them, but they shouldn't be driving your schedule. All of this, the clarity, the vision, the understanding of where you actually are right now and what's holding you back, that's exactly what the clarity experience is designed to give you. Care is a focused experience where we work together to look honestly at your current situation, identify what's keeping you stuck, and map out your clearest next step. Whether that's your schedule, your clients, your finances, or your mindset, Care meets you where you are. It's not a program built on me, it's a workshop built for you. So if you've been feeling like you're just reacting to your career instead of leading it, this is your starting point. I'll put the link in below. We're almost at the end of this series, and I'm so glad you've stayed with me. We've talked about income, recovery, financial planning, and boundaries. And next week, our final video in this series, we're going to talk about clients. Specifically, why knowing how to get clients is not the same as knowing how to keep the right ones. And why that distinction might be the most important shift you can make in your career. Because it is your life, it is your career, and you can define it your way. I'm Sherry Doran, and I'll see you next week for the finale.